O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
More tables. More entertainment. More slots. More fun. More than you expected.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty. Hey, listen, I've got the camouflage on today because it's war. It's war. That's it. I mean, listen, tonight, the intestinal fortitude of the Florida Panthers dealing with the bullshit of Bouchard, this Crapsdale guy. How come the other two? How come the Fogel and the Shrinus character get ejected? And what's going on with Crapsdale? What's up with that? That was a dirty ass hit on Barkey, and he never came back too. On top of all of that. They better review this shit after. Okay? This is war. Okay? This is war. This is why the Canadians don't deserve hockey anymore. They can't claim it. They got to resort to being a bunch of thugs because they can't play. What happened? I mean, they had a whole bunch of shots. I mean, the Panthers can't score on special teams at all. Finally got a power play goal. I mean, this is war. Okay? This is war. It's time. It's time to go 86 Canes and put on the battle fatigues and get your ass to Edmonton and crush these fools. You got a 2-game lead now. Now you need to punish them for the next 2 games in Edmonton on their home ice. Guess what? That's the Panthers' freaking specialty. Playing on the road, spoiling your night. They're not leaving out of Edmonton without at least one of the 2. If they don't sweep their asses. This is war. That was some dirty shit all night long. On Listerine, on everybody, bro. The Ekblad one, okay, that's hockey. That could happen. But the other stuff, it's a load of shit, dude. It was dirty. That Barkov hit. Well, hey, guess what? It's open season on Conor McGregor. Let's go. Paul Laws. You got a couple minutes. Where Peter Worrell? Where are you got a couple seconds for us? Sean Thornton. You want to come down from the somebody. Open season, right? You want to take, dirty shots at Bar Cup. Let's go. And I'll tell you this. The good thing that the Panthers have going is that they're tough as hell, right? They're physical, they're athletic, they can skate, they can score, they can do all of that. And they're mentally tough. Remember, these sons of bitches were here last year. Do you know what it takes for a team to actually come back from where they came back from last year, to make it all the way back to the Stanley Cup finals, make it all the way through the playoffs? And by the way, they went through the ringer. Okay? They faced the Lightning, they faced the Rangers, they faced the Bruins. This shit wasn't easy for them. It wasn't a cakewalk. This wasn't the Heat last year where you get the break with Giannis and you get the break with Embiid injured and all that. No breaks. And you had really hot goaltenders and all that shit. So for the Panthers, they are mentally way tougher than the Oilers. The Oilers are skilled, but now you've got them thinking they've got to be something they're not. Now you've got them thinking that they've got to step into the ring, into the octagon, and all of a sudden get physical. That's going to keep them from worried about scoring, and now that's why they get to fly 2,700 miles with a 4-1 loss on their head. This is why at 5:53 of the third period, they pulled the goalie. That's how hopeless it was for them. They pulled that sumbitch with nearly 6 minutes left. That's dangerous. And you paid the price. By the way, what a night by Evan Rodrigues. Huh? In honor of the Latin community in South Florida, this is how they wrote the script tonight. Kind of like wrestling. Hey, Rodrigues, you're the closest thing to a Hispanic we have. Let's go. You scored 2 goals tonight, okay? So, that's pretty good. 3 goals for Evan Rodrigues in 2 Stanley Cup games. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. By the way, don't forget, you can support the show by visiting our amazing sponsors like Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Welt and Rayom. We are in hurricane season, folks. 954-966-4646. Any kind of water damage, condo damage, homeowner property damage, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, call my guys at Welton Rayom 954-966-4646. You could also make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin donation. There's actually a little bit of a Bitcoin dip right now. It dipped to 68,000. So you can make a Bitcoin donation, send in your questions, comments through there. We got the super chats also. Let me see what we got going already. Man of 1,005 holds. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. He says, oh, yeah, from meow, meow, meow to row, row. Yeah, they're roaring, baby. They're roaring. No doubt. Thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. War, America's specialty. Come get it, Canada. That's right. That's right. Bitch slap Trudeau. That's what we got to do. Bitch slap Trudeau. Okay? Is he going to show up over there at the arena? Because we'll check his ass into the glass also. Check his ass into the glass. Trudeau. All right? Canadians will probably thank us for that one. Yeah, we'll be helping them there, right? They'll be happy. That's not a good thing. We want them pissed off. We want them pissed off. So take away their beer and they can keep Trudeau. Okay? But it's war. It's war against the Oilers. I want to see people. Listen, this is The Untouchables. Anybody seen that movie, The Untouchables, where Sean Connery, I'm kind of paraphrasing, all right, in his accent. They put one in the hospital. You put two in the morgue or some shit like that. Well, let's go. Crapsdale deserves to get the crap knocked out of him. And it's open season now, and Connor McDavid. I don't know. They did it, right? I mean, they said it's all right to go up high, right to the jaw of another player. So might as well. I mean, that's they started, right? Hey, as Rambo would say, right? They drew first blood, right? So they drew first blood now. Okay. In honor of Toyota of Hollywood. You want it, you asked for it, you got it. Toyota. That's it. It's kind of like an assistant principal I had when I was in junior high. He had a paddle that said Toyota on it, and it had holes that was drilled in for aerodynamics, and then he had it hanging on the wall. And then if you were a bad boy or a bad girl, I think it was never really a bad girl in those days. They wouldn't paddle a girl. But if you were a bad boy, you ended up getting paddled. And so you would go there and he would tell you, all right, put your hands on the desk, look up on the wall. And he said, you want it? You asked for it. You got it. Whack. Toyota. Yep. Anybody that went to Kinloch in the early 80s, they know what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. That's right, kids. We went to a different kind of school. So now we need a different kind of school against these stinking, dirty-ass Oilers. Okay? These are the dirty Oilers now. That's what they are, the dirty Oilers. It's time to teach the dirty Oilers a lesson. That's what I say. By the way, let me see here on the roll call. Manolo Rivera is number one. Thank you. Hardest working host in our market. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that immensely. Ronald Hubbard, share the broadcast. Yes, dude, please, guys, hit the hell out of the like button. That's very important. 135 of you are watching. There's 51. That way more Panther fans. We can try to build this thing up and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get like, PC comments and all this other stuff because it's tied to the team or something like that or some corporation. So please smash the hell out of the like button. That gets that going, gets the algorithm going. So if people are looking for some Panther talk, they might be able to find it here with us. Ronald Hubbard, thank you for sharing the broadcast. Let's give Sean and Big O what they deserve. Absolutely the best in the business. Thank you, sir. True Fin fan, thank you. Luis Medina, blessings. Yes, sir. Rodriguez scoring those 2 goals. Yes. After he got hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Heriberto Hernandez. The Oilers came out tonight with one intention. Yep, that is exactly right, dude. They came out and they wanted to be dirty. The dirty Oilers wanted to be dirty. That's why they're the dirty Oilers. So 2 down, 2 to go. Crypto Fins is right. Oscar Rojas is in, wearing them down. Well, right now, you're psyching them out. Now you've got them thinking and playing a game that they're not. So that's good because now they're going to play just like remember the Bruins did the same shit? The Bruins thought, oh, we got to get physical with the Panthers. And the Panthers were like, and that's it. It was over. So, the same thing here. Now these guys will stew on this until the next game. And in the next game, it's time to unleash the Kraken. That's all. Unleash the Kraken. And it's over. Daniel Barry, Adam Sadowski, Jan Finns, Steven Gonzalez, Lisa Rose. Loving it. Thank you all out there. Frankie Fresco, Chef Jew, I see. Thank you, man. We really appreciate the support out there. Zachary Gibbons, Eddie Lepp. Thank you. The Drew, I see. DJ Gallagher. Thank you, sir. Appreciate all of you out there as always, man. And before I read the stats out there, let me check here. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And let me see. Okay. Got that. Here we go. It is Alexis Palenzuela. Thank you on the Venmo. We want the cup. I appreciate that. Thank you. We definitely want the cup, man. Definitely deserve the cup. This team is the best team in the NHL. And they are better than the Oilers. They've proven that in these last 2 games. So, to me, there is no doubt about it. All right, they won 4-1 today. They finally got that power play goal. Man, that was – they haven't really been good on the power play. It's just been a thing with them, unfortunately. It's weird, man. The Panthers are a weird bunch in that sense. On full strength, they will kick your ass every night. And then that 5-minute power, that 5-minute major, you're like in the driver's seat, and then we get the dumb penalty and you're giving that away, and then they score. And it's just like, what the hell is going on here, man? That was just kind of, that was the pinnacle there. Okay. Cause as a Panthers fan, you're kind of used to them not being great on the power play. It's really something that you really can't answer because they're super talented. So it's hard to explain how they struggle on the power play so much, but it's just a weird thing, man. But anyway, Sean Bennon had an assist. Lundell had two assists. Of course, Rodriguez had 2 goals. Tarasenko had an assist. Ekblad, nice goal. Mikola opened it up with a goal. 2 of the defensemen ended up with goals. Oliver Ekman, who was the one that had that penalty during the 5-minute major. It was Oliver that had that penalty. He had an assist in the game. Bobrovsky had 18 saves. He wasn't really peppered. So that's the other thing, that they had some good chances, but it wasn't like he was peppered like some, in other games. So pretty good there. Skinner had 23 saves for the Oilers, for the dirty Oilers. I don't really care about the rest of their stats. I'm not going to really worry about the dirty Oiler stats. They don't deserve to be talked about, by the way. Panthers won 37-31 in the faceoffs. They power play opportunities 6-4, but they got one. They got one finally. It's a solid 16% conversion rate there. Total penalties, 9 for the the Oilers were the dirty ones. They had 9. Panthers had 6. They had 45 minutes of penalties. The Panthers had 12. It's just crazy stuff. Both had 19 blocked shots. Panthers had 14 of 4 in the takeaways. And the giveaways, it was 17 of 16 in favor of the Oilers. Listen, we saw what the theme was tonight. The theme was they were dead set on injuring Panthers. They were dead set on delivering some kind of punishment, physical play, something like that, and they crossed the line several times. Okay, the one on the knee, that shit looked on purpose to me, dude. Okay, and let me tell you something about these athletes. When sometimes we look at it and we say, man, it happened so fast, there's no way he could have, and there is a way, because they're athletes. You and I may not be able to react and do certain things in the split of the moment that they do, because you and I are nowhere near in the condition or the athleticism and also the nature of that game, how it comes so natural to them. So they're going to be able to do things that might look near impossible to you, and you think it's luck for them, but it's actually pure skill. And so a lot of times when there are some of these hits and you think, oh, no, that was kind of a bad collision and that was bad timing and this and the bullshit. Sometimes some of these guys, they're that good that they can actually hit someone, you know? Let's see here what you got. Frankie Fresco, thank you for the love on the super chat. What a crowd. I hope you fans fly up to Canada. Come on, man. It's a lot of money, Frankie. Most of us can't afford to go. We all would love to go to Canada, Frankie. Okay, now remember what my prediction is. There won't be as many Panther fans in Game 3, okay, because, you know, they're in the Stanley Cup for the first time. But if the Panthers end up winning in Game 3, like if the Panthers would have lost Game 1, I think you would have seen more Edmonton fans get in there for Game 2, because some Panther fans would have said, let me make some money here. I got my game, my first game, all that. Hey, they might go down 0-2. Let me sell. Let me make some money. The psychology is the same. They're going to go to Game 3. Guaranteed they're going to go to Game 3. They have to go to Game 3 because it's the Stanley Cup. They don't know if they'll, this is their opportunity. Plus, they're not out of it yet. But if they lose that game, I just want you, mark this down. I talked about this during the show during the week. Mark this down. Game 4, you'll see a lot of Panthers in that one, especially if you're up 3-0. Those Panther fans are going to want to get in there. Why? You got a shot at sweeping. You got a shot at being in Edmonton when they swept the dirty Oilers. Okay? And that's what those bastards are now. They're the dirty Oilers. That's what they get. Okay? Ariel Saravia. Let's go Panthers. We want the cup. Sneak attack. After what they did to Barkey, the only way to get back at them is to sweep their asses. Yes. Sweep them and punish them. You need to punish them now. Barkov will be out for blood just like Rodriguez with the 1-2 combo. I need the defenseman to be out for some blood. Louis Berriel, bring the cup home. A sweep. Let's go. Let's go. David, need to win more face-offs on the power play. Otherwise, not much to complain. Oh, we need to score more on that power play. Thank God we got one today. It's like, they won. They're up 2-0 and all that. I just feel fortunate they got one goal in a power play. You know what I mean? I'm almost at that stage that I'm just appreciative that it happened. You know what I'm saying? The one thing we're all hoping that the Barkov thing isn't serious. You know, and maybe they protected him from him. Maybe he wanted to come back, and they just said, "Hey, let's the boys are in control right now. If things get ugly, maybe we'll think about it. But right now, let's take precaution." So let's hope that there's some of that. By the way, let me see if there's any news also at the same time. If there's anything there on Barkov, let me make sure for you guys to make sure there's any news. Right now, I am not seeing anything. Oh, by the way, Dolphins are signing safety Marcus May. We'll get into it tomorrow on the show, but Weaver runs a 3-safety system. May will be the third safety. He plays free. He plays strong. He can back up both. He can give Poyer a breather. So, and he'll be that. I think they look at it and they say, okay, he's got the potential. When they want to run 3 safeties, May will be the third guy. Okay, we'll get more into it tomorrow, but just so you know, since there is some breaking news with the Dolphins, Jordan Schultz reported that a little while ago, so I might as well tell you guys, since we do cover everything here on the show. It's not we're not going to talk Dolphins, but I just wanted at least to give you your fix if you were listening. So it's a good pickup at this point in the season. I am not seeing Matthew Tkachuk said he had no comment on Crapsdale's high hit on Sasha Barkov. Let's see. They're gonna, you know what? You want to take, plus if you're the Panthers, you want to take the high road here. You also don't want to give any bulletin board material, and you don't want to try to set it up like, oh, we're gonna go after him or anything. Just let it go. Take the high road. Let's see. Tkachuk said he didn't want to comment on the Barkov hit. Lundell said it's not his place to judge. Akpotso said he didn't see it. So they're taking the smart. This is the smart road. Let me mouth off. Let me say it's war. Let me say get after the dirty Oilers. That's my place. Okay, they got to do it smart. So this is good. This is good. And I agree with them in that approach. It's an intelligent approach. It's a mature approach. Something I lack total maturity. So, that's different. For me, since I lack it and I understand it, I can, do the stupid things I do. But they need to go down a much smarter road than my dumbass. So that I like what they're doing. Tkachuk on Erod's big night. So good, so happy for him, proud of him. He was awesome. That's 2 games scoring for us, some big goals for us. Tonight, it was him. By the way, Bobrovsky, the last team to go at least the first 80 minutes of a Stanley Cup without allowing a goal was Vancouver back in 2011. Roberto Luongo was perfect for 89 minutes from game 1 to game 2. So Bob is definitely crushing it, baby. So they gave Jim Nill of the Dallas Stars this year's Jim Gregory Award for General Manager of the Year. Bill Zito, bro. Bill Zito. God, can I be a homer? But Bill Zito, dude. Bill Zito has been a godsend. He knows exactly what this team needs, and he gets the right players, the right demeanor. Man, this is a special bunch, dude. This is a special bunch. If they can get this one, they can come back and get another one. Okay. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo. We get the full donation there. We appreciate the super chats, but we only get 70%. YouTube takes 30. Those greedy bastards. Man of 1,005 holds. The Oilers realized that they were getting out physical by the Cats, and that was their only way to respond. Yeah, but you know what, man of 1,005 holds? I understand what you're saying. Dude, they were really good in game one. They were all over. They were peppering the shit out of Bob. They got a lot of really good opportunities by not playing physical, by playing their style. This is why I started the show by saying I know we hate to see the cheap shots, and I'm with you there, and I want retaliation, and I want them to, crush them. But the beauty is you got them out of their game. So that's where I think Man of 1,005 holds. You may not be looking at it the right way. This is actually a good thing. They're not the team to play, let's go mano a mano and shit. That's not who they are. That's not, you see Connor McDavid. That guy gets the puck from one end to the other and is there in half a second, bro. He's faster than any Tesla electric car. I forgot the name of the one that gets 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds and shit. So this is actually really, really good. Really good for the Panthers that they got him off their game. Let's see. Enjoy our US dollar 73 cents if you fly north to Alberta. There you go. Oilers trying to play dirty plays right into the Panthers' hands. See, Brett gets it. Panthers naturally play heavy hockey, whereas the Oilers do not. Amen. And Brett, aren't you a Canadian? Right? Aren't you from Canada? So you probably know him better than we do. Video clip Edmonton's Evan Bouchard in a headlock by Panthers and trying to tap out. Well, we need more of that. A lot more of that than these stinking dirty Oilers. Hockey's tame now comparison to the 70s. Yeah, but guess what? Hockey is brutally physical compared to most sports nowadays. Okay? Because they have wussified most sports compared to hockey. It's still pretty brutal, man. What they do now is you have to protect now. Now, when you get whacked a certain way, it's not just going to be a 2-minute minor. Now there's a chance you'll get a 5 and there's a chance you'll get kicked out because, we've gotten to remember, we started as cavemen. Okay? And we evolved as human beings, right? Well, same shit here. The game was cavemanish, and you got to evolve, dude. These are human beings. And, we know what CTE and dementia and all that kind of stuff does. Again, we have to be humane here. Where we had the Roman gladiators back in the day in the Colosseum. Okay, but we don't do that anymore. It's not a dude standing around going, a lion comes out of the floor. And then you got to defeat the lion. And then you look over and then there's a bear that comes out, It's because there's cranes under the floor and they're just lifting different animals at you. You know what I'm saying? It's a different world nowadays, Hunter Butler, I want your opinion. Should I get the old man red or light blue Panther jersey for Father's Day? Red. Okay? Go red. Let's see. Great memory of Philly sign man. Flyer fan held up a sign after Phillies won versus Russia. It said, "Bring on the Martians." Does the parade go down Biscayne or it won't be. Maybe, you know what? They might be smart enough to hold 2 parades or 3, one in Palm Beach, one in Broward, but it'll center around Broward. It should. Broward is their home, man. That's where they practice. I already said it on the show for those of you that don't watch the show on a daily basis or you just watch some segment or whatever. We talked about it. I think it'll start in Las Olas. This is what I would do. You arrive in boat at Las Olas. Then you get on a bunch of, trucks and you go through Las Olas onto US 1, down to War Memorial where the practice arena is now. And that way they get to showcase it and all the fans can go yada, 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 and all that good stuff. And then they can have later on, they can have their celebration at the arena if they want another day where they can be prepared to, lift the banner and all that crap. Let's see what else do we have. In my lifetime, I've seen the Canes win, the Heat win, the Marlins win, and hopefully now the Panthers win. Man, it would mean the world to me to see the Dolphins hoist the Lombardi. Yep. Inter doesn't really have the defense to win, but they do have Messi and company, so maybe they can, the stars align like it did once for the Marlins in 2003. Sometimes things happen. So maybe even Inter can win the MLS Cup too. That would be nice. Big O, I am Canadian, a Canadian hockey fan for over 50 years. So you would know. You would know what Edmonton plays like better than we do. Jonathan is in. He says 2 more. Oh, let's go Panthers. Matt P, that's right. Hit the like button. Man, you guys haven't gotten us over 100 with 155 watching, which I'm sure that means like within the time that we've been on, well over 250, 300 people have come through. Man, hit that like button, bro. Hit that like button. Let's go. Smash the hell out of it. Crush it. Crush it the way the Panthers need to crush the dirty-ass Oilers in a couple nights. Florida's dominance in pro hockey is impressive. Yep, with Tampa, we're trying now to follow in the footsteps of Tampa because Tampa obviously has been incredibly impressive. All South Florida sports teams that are currently successful have one thing in common. All have kick-ass front offices that can build winning teams. Yeah, and owners that'll spend. You don't win if the Moss brothers don't spend. You have no chance in the Dolphins if your owner doesn't spend. And I get Stephen Ross hasn't gotten it completely done yet, but it's not from a lack of ever trying. We can never point and say, oh, that cheap bastard, ever. Mickey will spend, and then Viola and Sifu have proven over and over that they'll spend. And they are truly committed. So that's really what you have with those four. That's why the baseball team, is dog shit. Because the baseball team never spends, not willing to spend, not willing to spend for a core. And that's why they're dog shit. I don't even talk about them anymore on the show. I don't care if they lose 100 in a row. I don't care if they win 100 in a row. They get nothing anymore. They're done. We're done. I'm done with this ownership group until they get an owner that actually wants to spend and really try, because we will go out if you actually spend. Look at the Panthers. Next year, it's going to be insane to get tickets for the Panthers. Insane. Why? Because they've got it going on now. And the names are becoming household. You know Barkov already. Now Reinhardt has been a guy that has grown. You know what I'm saying? Bennett is a guy and all that kind of stuff. So this stuff here goes for Hagee, another one that everybody loves. Forsling has got an 8-year contract, and that guy is gold. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kinds of. I don't know if they'll be able to keep Montour because they've got people to pay. They've got to pay Reinhardt, and Montour is like the top defenseman that's available, and Reinhardt is the top, scorer that's available, one of the top scorers that's available, 1 or 2 or 3, whatever. I don't think there's more than 1 or 2 guys better than Reinhardt available in free agency. But they have proven that they're committed. So they're going to do whatever it takes. And that's the ultimate thing. Besides great front offices, which they all have great front offices, but that ownership group has to be able to spend, man. And it doesn't matter. Jeter and company thought that they built the farm system enough with enough arms that they can now start trading some of the arms and go sign some free agents, and they weren't willing to spend. And that's it. He's gone. And then I'm sure that's what happened with Kim Eng. And now they want to go the route of the cheap route. Get the hell out of here with that shit. So you need real owners. And Bruce Sherman is Mickey Mouse compared to the other 4 guys. So, actually 5 guys because it's Viola and Sifu in hockey. Absolutely agree with you. I turned my back on them in 2004, swore I never support him again, but have a 10-year-old who thinks he's the next Derek Jeter, and they've taken him, and I've taken him to see if, yeah, it's your kid. I get it, bro. You got no choice, bro. It's your kid. You're not going to include him in those kind of politics, you know? So if you got a kid, you're kind of screwed, you know? So, and it's his way of seeing other baseball players from other teams. So, but for me, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't need to promote your ass. And I'm not going to promote your ass because you're not worth promoting. You're not worth talking about. Winning players get their names engraved on the Stanley Cup. Yep. It's always perpetual, no doubt. And then they retire it after it builds up. Then they retire that sleeve to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Who's the best goalie in Panther history? Bob, Robert, Roberto, or the Beezer? See, here's where I go a fork in a road with a lot of people on this. I'm going to say something blasphemous. Luongo was all right, dude. Luongo never played like Beezer, and he isn't playing like Bob this year. Okay, he had moments, but he never played like he played in his height in Vancouver. That's when Luongo was Luongo. It's just that this team wasn't good enough back then. And so Louis did a good job, and he had nights where he was pretty good and all that, but he wasn't ever going to get on a special streak anymore. And that's what Beezer did in the mid-90s with a team that couldn't score with a fistful of dollars in a whorehouse. So if I put Luongo with those teams in the mid-90s, you got no freaking shot at getting in the Stanley Cup. So my answer to that is Bob and Beezer by miles ahead of Luongo. I'm not in that Luongo camp, dude. He's a great guy. He was here for a long time. I saw a lot of off nights, dude. I'm sorry. He was good, but I was wowed by Beezer. I was wowed this year by Bob, dude. You know? Nah. I kind of find that name to be hyped up a little bit more because the Panthers didn't have much history. They had their flukish history from the mid-90s and nothing else. And they kind of hung on to this one with Louis a little bit more than because it's like, trying to think of something that I can, a comparison. You're the Carolina Panthers and you're talking about the great days of Jake Delhomme because you made it to a Super Bowl, a guy that was also interception prone. Now, Jake Delhomme did not have the prior history that Luongo did, which is much richer in Vancouver. I'm not taking anything away from him in Vancouver. But you never got Vancouver Luongo is my point. So that's kind of where I stand with that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of found it to be more hyped up because you didn't have much of a history. You didn't have much success. So you cling to what little you have. Our greatest player is Jeff Conine. Well, really, he's not. Yeah, no, I know. But when we talk about history, well, he was in the expansion year. He was with both championships. He had the MVP in the All-Star game. He's like, and it's kind of like that. When you don't have a rich history, yeah, you won a couple championships, but your players haven't been here long enough to have a history. You know what I mean? Jeff Conine becomes kind of like your most notable player, and he's really not. You know what I'm saying? Good player. But you can name 50 Marlins that were better because that's the kind of talent that's come through the damn organization over time. It's crazy. It's crazy. So to me, I kind of look at the Louis thing a little overrated here on the Panther end. I don't know if any of you agree with me in that sense, but that's kind of the way I look at it. Big O, does the NHL have the signing bonuses like the NFL to play with the cap? Listen, I'm not getting into that right now. Plus, brutally honest, as always, I don't know the rules well enough. Plus, this is not the time to worry about that kind of stuff now. This is the time to celebrate, to enjoy the win, to really appreciate where they came from, to appreciate this ownership group, to appreciate this general manager who is just an absolute ass kicker. Paul Maurice, my God, what a coach. This team, the toughness, the resiliency, the fact that they came back from last year to come back to the Stanley Cup again. And we talked about this, how it reminds me of the early 70s Dolphins that lost the first one and then came back and won, right? Won 2 in a row, right? And then the Heat, they didn't have the right combo and all that in 2010, and then they won. They came back again and won 2 in a row. I don't know if first let's win the first one, but that there's a lot of similarities and that mental toughness that you need. This is what we need. We'll worry about who you got to sign and all that other stuff and salary cap and all that kind of crap, but let's celebrate the commitment of these owners. That's the reason why you're here, because they signed this entire roster, and you have a general manager that has an eye like we haven't seen here. That's the other thing. We've talked about this many times. You had to get rid of a legendary general manager, in order to bring in Bill Zito. That's nuts. It took some balls to fire that general manager, and you did it. That's crazy shit, man. Absolutely crazy shit. Let me see what I got here for you before I go to the text line. DJ, please pick up the phone up on the request line, or the text line in this case. Let's see. The Panthers are the 4th team in 5 years Evan Rodrigues has played for. Now he has 3 goals in his first two career games in the Stanley Cup. Apparently, my man from Barstool bet on the Oilers. Is that what it is? I didn't know that. Oh, Drake is losing his ass, right? Okay. There's more brightness to all of this. Drake bet on the Oilers. There you go. Kachuk said also he has no comment. We mentioned that on the Crapsdale hit. Let's see. Nico Mikola on his back pass that Sergei Bobrovsky had to stop. Bobby was awake, so that was good for us. Yeah, that was. And then he scores right on the other end. That's that. As CeeLo Green would say, ain't that some shit? That I forgot about the Nico Mikola thing. He almost, if Bob was eating shit, it would have been an own goal, dude. I completely forgot about that. That was so, and the fact that he scores right away, opposite of that, is just absolutely classic. It really is classic. I mean, listen, Nico Mikola is lucky he doesn't pull that shit off in Colombia. They kill you for that over in Colombia. Rest in peace, Escobar. I think his name was Escobar, if I remember correctly. All right. Our references come from all over, so you've just got to be prepared. Okay? Could be Colombian soccer. It could be CeeLo Green. You got to keep up with it, okay? It's just kind of the way it goes. Anthony Manzano. And by the way, thank you for getting us over 100, 109. There's 158 watching. Smash it. Smash that like button, please. Big O, what I find hypocritical is if a Panther player did launching himself and punching McDavid in the jaw, they would get suspended for the rest of the series at the beginning of next year. I don't know if it's that bad, but, there's a good chance that we get called for it, because he should have gotten called for it. So I don't know the rules now post-game, what the NHL could do in that sense. I hope that they could upgrade it and kick him out for the next game. But again, it's Crapsdale. Guy scored like 54 goals this year for them. They're not just going to throw that guy out just like that. Did you see the kid on Will Manso's Twitter feed? He called the game, the game won 3-0 perfectly and almost got this game as well. He said 4-2. Is that the flex kid? I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Love Will. Great dude, by the way. Really good dude. Beezer played amazing during our first Stanley Cup trip. If they would have had some offensive firepower like this current. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Oh, they would have won if they had firepower. Now, remember, the firepower they went against the Avalanche was special. Special. That was a hell of an era for Avalanche hockey at that time, too. Okay, if I'm correct, they might have gotten a couple of cups, that team. Patrick Waugh, I mean, legendary dude. Forsberg and all those guys. Oh yeah, man, that was a nasty team. That Avalanche team was loaded, dude. Loaded. I have never been into the NHL until game one, and I can say it's been way more interesting than any NBA game I've seen. Polly King, wait till you go to a live game. You'll be completely hooked. There's nothing like a hockey game live. But, dude, the Heat that didn't even try the last two regular seasons, and we waited for a postseason because they had a great run last year. They had a lucky breaks and a great run and all that. We can't compare hockey to basketball. And we certainly can't compare Jimmy Butler lazy basketball to the Florida Panthers, who work hard game 1 to game 82. And then, of course, in the playoffs, they let it all out there. Miguel Cabrera should have been the greatest Marlin of all time. Yeah, of course, dude. Of course. Let's see what else. Long night at work. Oh, but I'm here. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate you, my brother. Very kind of you. John Wayne says Panthers fans should also be praised. They stay till the end and fill the house. Yeah. It's been fun, man. It's been fun watching it grow again. I was a beat reporter back in the mid-90s when the Panthers made it to the Stanley Cup, and the buzz, those of you that weren't around, it was awesome, dude. You couldn't find a ticket to get into the Miami Arena. That place was a matchbox, so it was loud as hell. That matchbox got loud, dude. And the buzz outside of the arena was awesome. Practice, there were 300 people waiting outside for autographs after every practice. It was great, man. And that team was also, here's where they have the in on this team. Okay, a lot of this team, guys, they're European. So the communication sucks. It's not their fault. It is what it is. What are you going to do, bro? And hey, we live in Miami, right? We have the parents that they speak like this and that, like that. And, and so when there's that language barrier, you can't really express yourself the right way. And there aren't enough of those guys on that team. The mid-90s Panthers were loaded with personalities. So you could talk to Mellenby, you could talk to Scrudlin, you could talk to Beezer. That was one thing that was kind of really different. Paul Laws. It didn't matter who it was. They were all good talkers, and they all had personalities, and they would joke around and shit. And so they were able to sell the game with their personalities, where we get Kachuk and, couple, maybe another guy or two, but there aren't enough of those guys that really are reaching out and you can cross over with them, and they're, making people laugh and cutting jokes and going back and forth because that's what they would do with us. as hosts and reporters and all of that. So it was a give and take. It was pretty cool. And it helps. It helps to sell the game. You know, it does. Now, nothing helps more than winning, because Messi doesn't speak 2 words. Okay? His commercials, he doesn't speak 2 words. And they're winning. So, and it's the greatest player in the game and yada, yada, yada. So you don't need the, you know, that's where what I'm telling you just goes out the window. And, you know, it's Messi and it's the Beatles wherever he goes. You know, it's the Swifties wherever he goes. You know, it's just fanaticism to, you know, its core. It's crazy stuff, man, but impressive stuff. Let's see here. What do we got? Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always, man. Thank you, Ho Yoon, man. It's very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you. Always, you're always watching, brother. You watch the show every day, and you're watching the hockey post game and the donation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always, Ho Yoon, man. Very kind of you. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Let's see what else. Panthers have been the better team, just more physical and control for the most part. Even when going down 1-0, I was never worried. Just nothing but trust with this team because they've been so good, Chad. That's the thing. They've been tough. They've been resilient, you know, and you can't count those guys out. Ed Jovanowski, that's right. Robbie Niedermeyer. Yeah, man. Yeah. There was a bunch of good dudes too, man. Really good dudes. Really good dudes. Messi says bad boys. Yeah. Messi has Messi and Vince Diesel, right? Is that him? That's a guy's name from Fast and Furious. Right. That's like, you know, the script for his movies must be like, you know, I don't know, 4 pages. And it's just like 1 or 2 words. Jump! Whatever, yelling someone's name or something. I don't know. I'm going to get you. I don't know. You know, it's Vince Diesel, right? That's it. So, you know, that's Vince Diesel and Lionel Messi. You know, Lionel Messi can be an action superstar also. All he has to do is go to the acting school of Vince Diesel, where you have, you know, 64 words in an entire movie. It's impressive. It's fantastic. Biggie, what's your IG? Everything usually is Big O Radio Show. Everything except Twitter. Twitter's Big O Show, but everything else, Shopify. If you want to go to our merch page, by the way, there it is. It is bigoradioshow.myshopify.com, or you can use that QR code. You can buy hats, shirts to support the show. You can check it out. Instagram, it's Big O Radio Show. So you can find us there. Twitter, on our YouTube page is Big O Radio Show. So for those of you that are watching on Twitter, please come on over to YouTube and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate you all. You know what else is great? The other local teams have been coming to a lot of these games this year and showing support. Jalen Ramsey, Alonzo Mourning were at the game today. By the way, Alonzo did a good job with the drums. So that was good. And man, what a tough son of a bitch, bro. The kidney replacement. Now he goes through cancer, prostate cancer. He's been through enough. Okay. And that son of a bitch, not only he's one of the toughest human beings we've ever seen, but for those of you that, you know, experienced it, that guy came back right away from the kidney disorder. I mean, that guy had his kidney replaced and came back by the end of that season, which was insanity. None of us thought he could come back, You know, I know it didn't go well for him because he wasn't really himself at that moment. So it's not his fault, really. I blame more Pat Riley, actually. He should have known better, and he should have brought him along slowly and left Mason starting. And he lost Mason after that, too. And so it kind of became a mess for him. But, man, the stuff that I've seen Alonzo Mourning go, he played through plantar fasciitis. Okay? Where he would have that little boot thing to treat his foot after every game in the locker room. I remember. Tough son of a bitch. Holy shit, man. So I was happy to see him, you know, beat the drum today to open up the game. And, you know, Zoe is a treasure to South Florida sports fans, man. You know, obviously he's also a treasure to our community because he does so much for the community, but really he's just an absolutely amazing individual, man. Really is. Let's see what else. Don't forget, Vin Diesel also says it's all about family. There you go. There you go. About 4 words. Hey, you know, Vin, you got this line? It's all about family. Yeah, you got it. Take 77. So, man. Takes a long time to film a Vin Diesel movie. I don't know if you guys know that, but, you know, it's kind of what it is. Don't give them 2 sentences. There's not even enough digital film. You know, you think you have enough. Oh, no, it's digital. It lasts for, no, not for Vin. Not for Vin. He's going to struggle with that one. Anyway, don't forget Clint Eastwood. Yes. There you go. There you go. Although if I think in Deadpool he had more. It's a good movie, by the way. If you've never seen Deadpool with Clint Eastwood, it's a good one. It's a good one. And then, you know, the Madison County Bridges, whatever, you know, that romantic, he actually had to talk there. So I would give him a little bit more of a, you know, break than I would with Vin or with Messi. Messi's the greatest. He doesn't have to do any press conferences. Okay. His commercials, he says 1 word, maybe no words. It's just, it's awesome. He's just a man of very few words. All right, folks, we are out of here. We appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you. We will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., bright and early. So please come back. We'll be talking Dolphins. We'll be talking all kinds of stuff. So make sure you join us. We'll talk about the Panthers, anything else that's kind of developed or breaking in sports news. We'll be covering all of that tomorrow here on the program. Thank you all.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.